Check, check. We live?
But yeah, no, but you're gonna put it. We're not on the snowball. We're on the. You're on. You got us on the computer. Yeah, we don't want that. It's
It's showing those.
It's still.
Boom. There you go.
Okay.
We live now?
Yes.
Bada bing. Well, there you go. It only takes 2 grown men.
All right. So let's go here. Let's go here.
Bada bing.
There we go. You should be able to hear me now.
Can you hear us now?
Can we?
Come in, come in. Your landing gear is down.
So I think they missed the $1 million giveaway. I don't think they know who won the $1 million now.
So if you're just joining us or you've joined us and now you can hear us, this is the Howard Brock Show. Hey, thanks, Diablo. You're good people.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know. Hey, we got it figured, Joseph. I fixed Joseph. Sorry about that.
We unlocked the secrets of the universe with no audio.
All right, so let's back up. This is Jonathan.
Hey.
Jonathan's a good friend of mine, and we're going to start doing a show coming up soon. We want to tell you guys about it. Back around COVID time. Oh Lord, hold on, guys. We got to go fix something.
Come in, your landing gear is down.
You can hear my bad jokes twice.
This is funny. All right, where do we do that? Where do we kill that? Right here?
Try scrolling down in that window. No.
All right, so now you get to hear everything twice. We'll fix it in just a second.
Click out of here.
What happens if I click this?
Sorry about that.
Where is it? Where do you want to?
Here, yeah?
Why, yeah, go ahead. Why is it
I'm just going to
recording
turn
coming
down
back?
your system audio.
Jonathan's a good friend of mine.
Oh, that's an easy fix.
Yeah, just turning down your speakers.
Just turn them up. Just turn them mute.
Yeah, there you go.
There.
Bada bing. Hey.
All right, we are back again for the third time, and you guys still don't know who won the $1 million.
No.
All right, back to where we're at. This is kind of part of what we just went through. Is kind of we didn't do it on purpose.
No.
But it's kind of what we want the show to be. We want to make a show. I did this before, but it was not focused on HeroClix. We're going to make a show that is focused on HeroClix for the most part. Other subject matter is going to come in sometimes. I mean, we have things that go on in our lives. It could be our kids. It could be something that happened that day. It could be something political, although it's not going to be a political show, but you know, I might say, hey man, did you hear Trump almost got shot today? And then that'd be the end of it. We're not going to get into a long spill about Trump, but
he rolled a 6 for super sense.
But you never know what. Yeah, yeah, that's it. So you never know what we're going to talk about, but it's really about HeroClix, and it's a different type of show, one that's never been done before.
I don't want to say it's the most important HeroClix podcast to ever be invented, but it is.
So it'll be Jonathan and I every week. We'll be here every week. It's going to be called Lucky Dice Live. It's going to be before. It's going to take the place of what I've been doing prior to the auction. It'll be an hour show, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of things. I've even run this by WizKids, and they like the idea of what we're wanting to do.
Howard, what would you say is the big thing that's going to differentiate this from most other HeroClix shows?
The biggest thing is it's live. That's the big. I mean, that's the very. There's several things, but the biggest thing is that it's going to be live. It's not going to be something that we go into and we edit and we play it back. You're going to see our screw ups. You're going to see us mess up. You might see our kids run through the room butt naked. Who knows? It's going to be live, and we want it that way. We want it to be real. And being live, we want to be able to communicate with you guys, and we want you guys to communicate with us. We're going to create a system where you actually can pick up the phone and call us and go live on the air with us, and we talk about. It could be something that you're excited about. It could be an event that you're playing in. It could be that you just that you're upset at WizKids about something. Yeah. And again, I told WizKids this because I don't want this to be. We're not going to let you guys. We're not going to let anybody get vulgar and get ridiculous and just rant and rave. But we want it to be more like some of the sports shows and
your radio call-ins, where you get to engage. The community is such a big part of HeroClix. We wouldn't have the meta. We wouldn't have so many facets of the game that we have. And now we're bringing the community into the podcast, into the show every week to just talk about whatever's on your mind, clicks related or at large.
And if there's something that you don't like or whatever, you have the opportunity to bring it up. We're going to want to know we're not, if you tell us that, hey, you don't like Deadpool, we're gonna go, why don't you like Deadpool? We want some meat. We don't want you just to say you don't like Deadpool and click.
Hang up, yeah.
Yeah, we want some meat. We want to discuss it with you. For example, I absolutely love Deadpool. I didn't like Disney that much. There's some good things that came out of Disney, but Disney was a awful set to play battle royals with. If you guys have experienced that, you should know that.
Next phase was a rough pull this week.
Yeah, it was kind of boring, wasn't it? But anyway, it's this Deadpool is not. I don't have that same feeling at all about Deadpool. Deadpool and Notorious in the last several sets have been the two best sets as far as being able to. We're glad to have you back also. But anyway, the show isn't going to be. It's not a meta show, but we will discuss some meta.
Yeah.
It's not a total casual show, but we're going to talk casual. We might, like I was talking to Dennis on the phone last night. He's in Mexico. He plays HeroClix on Wednesday nights also.
Hey.
And he was telling me about the team that he built and he played with his friends in his office. And we want to hear those kind of things.
Yeah.
We want to know about what are you doing over the coffee table or on the kitchen table or with a bunch of friends. And we want to hear those things. We want to hear things that you like, things that you don't like.
The heart of the show, though, the ethos behind it is the fun of HeroClix. You know, we're all gonna gripe. Everybody gripes. It's what we do. But really, the joy of HeroClix. What are you doing that you're having fun with? Like, what type of games? What kind of special custom formats are you running in those environments you talked about? The dinner table, your local comic book store, your gaming shop, wherever you're playing.
And you can, and again, you're going to be. We're going to create the whole show is not going to be calling in and talking. We're going to talk about some subjects. You're going to be able to chat with us just like you are right now, either on YouTube or on Facebook.
Yeah.
We may even create some other media where you can do that. But it's not all about. We want to be. You can answer. Ask and answer questions here. You can also. We're going to create a system where you can pick up the phone and call, and then we're going to have guests. We're going to have people that it might be Dennis in Mexico telling us what the Mexicans see. It might be somebody from WizKids. It might be a judge. It might be a dev. It might be
former world champions.
Yeah, it could be former world champions. It might just be Joe Bob in Kentucky who that plays HeroClix with his buddies every week, and we just want to talk to him about the HeroClix scene there.
Yeah, run a 20-minute conversation where we hear about local games. Because a lot of the times the meta or our knowledge of the meta is defined by the environment we play in, our locals. Wouldn't it be great to expand your knowledge of what's being developed and what's happening in gaming stores around the world?
And I do have a lot of contacts all over the world. We might get Australia, we might get Philippines, we might get Europe, we might get Canada, we might get Mexico, Brazil, Taiwan. I've got people that I talk to and know all over the place. And hearing from them, the big point of the show is it's going to be unedited, it's going to be live, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be talking about various subjects. There'll be some structure, there's going to be some structured unstructured, and there's going to be some structure.
That's a good way to put it.
So we're looking forward to it. We think it works better. I think having two people talk during a show where they feed off of each other is a lot better, and so on and so forth. That being said, I think we covered the show.
We covered the show.
This is kind of a prelude to the show, and I was talking to Jonathan on Wednesday night, like, man, I wished our show started because we have a lot of subjects right now.
There's a lot cooking.
And so we want to bring these things up, and we're wanting to hear back from you guys. Hopefully in the chat or and listen to what some of our concerns are. So we'll start off here. I guess we'll just work our way down off the list.
That's a good start.
So a lot of announcements came out this week. Some of them all on the same day. It was kind of, hey Aaron,
what up?
So it was kind of cool. I think it was a lot of information that everybody got right away, and also. The fact that we made the states and province announcement the same day that WizKids made the announcement for rotation actually was a good thing because it immediately showed that there's a big tournament coming up where, yes, all these figures are rotating, but there's an immediate place for them to start playing.
Yeah.
So, you know, myself, on road. Let's say the rotation. Just talk about states.
One step at a time. One step at a time.
States and province is going to be Silver Age. A lot of people were upset that they wanted to be Modern Age. I get it. I wanted to have a states tournament earlier in the year, before the Cup this year, 2024.
Yeah.
And I wanted that to be Silver, and I wanted to have a Modern Age after the Cup, before Worlds. So for Modern Age, where they fed into each other. Unfortunately, even though I had a commitment from WizKids to do that, that I couldn't. The product, they didn't plan that into the year.
Okay.
All right. So they had a limited amount of factory sets, and they had to pull factory sets from multiple sets instead of just one. My preference would be to run a states tournament and the whole tournament just be one set, not mixed.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why there could be an argument that having mixed sets is good, but I would prefer it all to be the same. It's just easier. The pricing out is easier, and me trying to figure things out are easier when it's all in one set. But because it was multiple sets, they were multiple sets that have not been released yet this year. So I had the option with WizKids to go ahead and run states and stagger them, or do it all at once. My preference was to do it all at once. So that, to get all the sets in place and all the product in space in place to support there's another reason that I like to do it all at one time, is I'm really interested in comparing what somebody is running in Hawaii versus what somebody's running in Florida, and the winning teams and the list is more intriguing to me. If you get a snapshot 3 months apart, everything is totally different.
You see the way things develop off of one another.
Right, because new sets get released, things change. So it's more interesting to me anyway, as a tournament organizer and as a player, to see what everybody's doing. And
most certainly.
So anyway, we've had to wait until October to have everything in place to be able to do things. I mean, to be able to run states and provinces. So for that, what that meant was that Worlds had already passed. Okay, so now I'm wanting something to lead into the Cup. Well, I'm not going to be able to run 2 state tournaments before the Cup.
Yeah.
So the idea is, let's go ahead and do the Silver, and let's shoot next year to run the 2 again. We couldn't commit to that because there's it's more than one party involved in running something like that, and WizKids is wanting me to be involved in planning and wanting me to put in requests for next year. But until they say yes and everything is finalized, I can't promise that we're going to have 2 tournaments next year. But I want to.
Yeah.
And so if we do that, what will happen is, I think October will become the time period that we run states for Silver every year, and sometime in the spring, probably between the Cup and Worlds, will be the time that we run the Modern Age. That's what I want, and we have enough time to put that into play. But that's why things worked out the way that they did. Some people they're brainwashed into just running modern, and that's all they want to do. And I'm sorry, but there's more to life than just one thing.
There is. And Silver's been an interesting format. There's been so much that's happened in Silver that's made a lot of people come back to the game, or at least look at a game you've been playing for years with new eyes. I think it's a great format, and I look forward to seeing what happens with it.
And I think it's growing. I think it's getting better. Well, I hope you do, Joseph. I hope you do make the Rock next year. That we will have it next year. It will be Obviously not at Lucky Dice Cafe, but I have plans that I'll start moving along here pretty soon, where I'll either go to a hotel with an event center, or I'll go to an event center. I don't know which yet.
Yeah.
But,
There's
one-
options.
one of those will happen. All right, moving along.
The big one.
HeroClix rotation. Okay, so I've been playing HeroClix since the beginning. I went through the first rotation, fellas. I was madder than hell. Okay, I didn't. In retrospect, I now understand why there is a rotation.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that it's good for the game. It's good. It's good for gameplay. It's also good for the maker of the game.
It's good for a lot of parties. It keeps the spirit of the game fresh. Otherwise, I would never have stopped playing Despotellis with Adara possessing and giving that 20 defend to everybody.
So I think that but then when it first happened, I'm telling you, man, I was mad as hell. Now I'm gonna tell you why I was mad as hell. So I got in the game, and I've never really been a TCG guy. I don't really play. I mean, I play more TCG now than I ever did, and I still don't play that much. I'm definitely not a competitive TCG guy.
What are you playing right now? What TCG?
Lorcana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Lorcana, and I've tried some other ones that I like, but I mean, pretty much I don't play that much. So rotation was a brand new thing I never heard of before. It's like, hey, we're rotating.
Yeah.
I had no idea. When I was playing HeroClix, I was a completionist in the beginning. I collected every figure. My goal was to get every figure, to have every set put up, and I was thinking of it like baseball cards.
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
I'm going to buy this stuff, and 20 years from now, I'm going to have a complete set, and it's going to be worth a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, we went through that rotation, and two things happened when we went through it. The first was I was mad because I couldn't play pieces that I was used to, and I collected, and they're telling me now you can't play it. And the second is everything went boom downhill, and Fire Lords weren't worth nothing anymore. Everything just went, and I was mad.
People talked about leaving the game.
Yeah,
it was. It's one of those shakeups that, like he said, if you never played a TCG or anything in that format before, it's a wholly new concept for you. It's like, what? Why can't I? It's the pieces I love. It's the things I love.
It made no sense to me why they did it. None. I even made posts to WizKids, and nothing satisfied me. I could not get satisfied with anything that they told me. But after years of playing and staying with the game and seeing what rotation does and what it means and why it's important, I don't feel that way anymore. So it doesn't bother me when rotation happens. Sure, I'm like everybody else. I got my favorite piece, and I'm like, man, I hope it lasts one more year. But, it is what it is. That being said, what was your biggest surprise? I think I know the answer.
Everybody's biggest surprise. Say it with me, everybody at home. 1, 2, 3.
Scott Porter. We didn't anticipate Scott Porter's being retired for multiple reasons. In fact, it wouldn't have surprised me if WizKids would have came out and said that Scott Porters are going to be legal forever, just because of
the relationship.
Yeah, so that was a big surprise.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I'm also glad tarot cards are.
I agree with you, Joseph. I absolutely abhor the tarot cards. I've not liked it from the get. I like the idea of tarot cards, and I like the idea of it being an organized play.
Yeah.
A slop event.
Yeah, most certainly. I think that's great.
In slop, it was great, or even casual, or even having a tournament, a tarot tournament. I'm okay with that. But it being part of the meta and being
another game element you have to manage with pieces on the board, your sideline, your equipment, your cards, your possessing elements, all that stuff. Tarot cards, for some of us, I'll say myself, me, it was a hard thing to manage. It was another ingredient in a very, very busy stew that was hard to cook and keep up with.
Very often, I would play in these games. Yeah, it's too weird. I agree with you. very often I play in these games, and I make a tarot deck, or when I actually don't even use tarot cards anymore, guys. I just quit not long ago, and the reason, and what I'm about to say is going to be why. It seemed like we were playing the same tarot cards very often.
Yeah.
And so the same things that they were playing or I was playing were hurting both of us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the point? I just let you play your card, and because it's probably a card I would have played anyway, and what the hell ever, I just don't like them. I think it's ridiculous, and I just quit messing with tarot cards, and them going away doesn't bother me so much at all.
Or like half the player base, you forget for 2 or 3 turns to flip your cards.
Oh yeah, he's very easy
and
to
then
do.
hurry up and try. Oh yeah, let me flip 2 and catch up because for past 2 turns.
How many games have you played and said, "Damn, I forgot to do tarot cards at all"?
There's it was in my pack the whole time. I forgot to take it out. It's beans.
So that rotation, we're happy with that. I think some of the sets.
I've got the list here. You probably got the list with you, but you're not doing a podcast, so I had to pull mine up. So we're saying goodbye. This is the part of the Oscars ceremony where they show the picture of the actors and actresses in black and white, and it's X of Swords is going away, X of Swords Slop, Avengers Forever, Batman Team Up, Beyond Amazing, Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, and Avengers 60th. Which, it feels like Avengers 60th just got here, but it's going away so quick. I'm not going to miss some of these, just like I don't miss Scarlet Witch and Saki Iron Man. It'll be nice to not see Masters of Evil, but, like we were talking about the Spirit rotation, something else is going to rise up and take its place.
Something else that I think is interesting about rotation, I know I've talked to multiple people over the last week since it happened, and even though it said when it was going to happen, they still missed it. Everybody is so brainwashed into thinking that the rotation happens prior to Worlds, and they're thinking that all of those, because that's the way it's been for years.
Oh yeah,
they're thinking all that stuff is not going to be. And I've had to correct multiple people in the last week. No, that's happening after. This stuff is good for now.
Yeah,
there was somebody today in the store. Somebody came from Tupelo, Mississippi, specifically for my store, and kind of a funny story there. We were preparing for the One Piece tournament, and we were going to we had to create more space because we were going to have more players tonight.
Oh wow!
In the One Piece.
How many did you end up having?
Was it 18 or something like that? Anyway, we had to create space.
Okay.
So Houston and I moved the racks around where all the hero clicks are, which you're familiar with in the room, and we got them all piled up. And it was not within 5 minutes this guy shows up wanting to look at all the hero clicks in the store. And he spent a pretty good bit of money and bought some stuff, and we took care of him. But it's like, damn, nobody just walks in like that. The one time we straightened the store out, it just.
And for those of you that don't know, these racks are 7 foot, 8 foot, floor to ceiling racks with multiple shelves. It's not an easy move, but it's a fair bit to move and get around to.
So anyway, we're seeing Avengers 60, Scott Porter, I think are all Scott Porter. I think really surprised everybody. Avengers 60 didn't surprise that many people, but we still have them for this world. So if you didn't know that, you do now. This stuff is legal for Worlds.
Joseph's chirping in that he loves Masters of Evil. I'll allow it. You're allowed to like it because it's part of the game for now.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you can like it afterwards because it'll be silver.
Yeah, and Aaron's saying that they've updated the temporary ban list the updated temporary ban list for silver is in the final stages.
Yes. So I mean, I want to also point out to you guys, since Aaron brought that up, is we came out with a ban list last year, and the ban list really wasn't. I don't think the word ban is correct. It's really a shelved.
Yeah, it's in the parking lot for now. It's not like Faust, who isn't welcome. And not been welcome.
A lot of the figures. And I haven't talked to Aaron, so I don't know exactly what he's doing. But I'm based on our previous conversations, I'm assuming that most, if not all, of the figures that were on the shelf last year, I mean, there's going to be are going to be back.
We can't say benched.
Okay, we can't say benched, but I didn't say benched. I said shelved.
Parked.
Anyway.
Otherwise occupied.
Anyway, whatever you want to call them, they're going to be. Some aren't coming off, according to Aaron, but I don't know what they are.
I'll be honest, I'm fine with that. I love seeing, I like seeing stuff like that. I think it's made some aspects of silver more interesting.
Depends on what it is, because I don't know what it is. I can't really comment, but I'm hoping Saki Iron Man is back in the meta. I'm hoping that some of the other stuff is.
If Scarlet Witch stayed in the parking lot or was uninvited in the future, I would be okay with that. In fact, Aaron, there might be $100 in it for you if it stays gone.
Well, we already have. The book is still in the meta.
Yeah.
It's not Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch isn't the problem. It's the book with Scarlet Witch that's the problem.
It's the turning off all your powers within screen.
I know, but you can still do that with the book. The book is
perplex, outwit, support, right?
But you got Agatha that still is
Agatha, but Agatha's 100 points. She doesn't bother me as much.
Anyway, we back to
rotation.
Back to rotation. So these are all the things coming off here.
Those are the non-sets. Those are some standalones. Things like Galactus, which I'm going to be bummed. I've got a Galactus. I've been dying for a good use.
Before you go in too deep, you pointed out something that was very interesting.
Please.
And I want you to know. You told me about what wasn't on there.
Oh, mercy. What did I say? I'm
DC.
drawing a complete blank. DC.
Yeah.
What did I say? I forgot.
There's all this stuff. I didn't notice it. You told me about it. You don't even remember.
No.
Why do I have him as a host? He's not going to remember everything we talked about. No. In all seriousness, what's not on here is very interesting. I think that it might be. I think that WizKids may be messed up. I'm not sure. But they listed all the con exclusives.
Yes.
And there's not any DC con exclusives. Is that right?
Boom. There's Master Mold, Ghost Rider, Thanos. Some cons are tied to sets. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have. I'm not. They didn't list any DC, did they?
That's the list I copied from the website.
So
I happen to be wrong. I could be wrong professionally. I'm wrong so often, but. I've got Master Mold, Ghost Rider, Thanos, 2 Sentinels, and 2 Scott Porters.
Those, some of the Marvel cons that are coming off, the DCs were released at the same time, so there's a little confusion there.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks for getting my back there, bro.
So we'll see what that's about.
And another thing happening with rotation is the map change.
Which leads in, that's going to lead into 2 different things, I think. So the map change, officially, the large maps are still legal.
Yeah. But
for the Nationals and for Worlds, they are not. And I'm okay with, we're going to have a difference of opinion here.
Yes.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I would rather just go to the small maps. I'm just ready, and the reason I say that, it's really contradictory what I'm going to say, because I'm actually fighting with myself. As a TO, tournament organizer, judge, I'm very excited about going to the small maps. As a player, I like still having the option of the bigger maps, and which leads into our next thing, and which
one step at a time.
One step at a time. But the next 2 things are kind of tied together, and the reasons why. Jonathan feels the same way, but he's only speaking as a player.
Yeah.
As a player, he likes to have the option of the big maps, although we all know they're all going to go away eventually.
Yeah, I'm a defensive-minded player. A lot of my teams are defense ball. We're all clustered together. We're all hanging out, and I like that little bit of space so that when Blackheart teleports King Kong across the map, I've still got maybe a half a turn to a turn before I have to think about them one-shotting me.
But I'm okay with it. Honestly, I toyed around with it, but I toyed around with it too late about using the small maps only at the Rock Cup last year. I can assure you that that's probably what's going to happen again this year, which is kind of bad because we made some of the last big maps, but I
Yeah.
think would have been out long enough by then. And the reason is because I can plan space better. I mean, it's got nothing more than that. I mean, it's just if the long maps, when WizKids, they hit me up with the idea I knew this was coming a long time ago, and they hit me up with what I thought about it, and my initial reaction was I didn't like it, but I understood. But then they told me why they were wanting to do it, and I understood. And I'm like, why don't you do a compromise? Because what I want, me as a player, I would rather the maps fit long ways across all tables.
Yeah.
The small maps do, so it's easier seating. But that could have been done you could have had 2 more rows and they still fit on a normal size table.
Yeah.
And not have to turn it sideways. They could have shortened it and it's still been rectangular is what I'm trying to say. But they decided to go completely square. Their reasoning is they think that it's more attractive to more players for fast, quick play. I don't necessarily. I love it sometimes when I can just kill somebody like that.
Yeah.
But my most enjoyable games are the games that we are like intense into.
You should see some of our battle royales. They get grody. Just these meat packing plants of just figures. It's a grinder.
We were also told that on the smaller maps that there would be changes to figures to where the reason that they made so much stuff is contradictory here with the small maps. The reason that you have to put stuff on the back line on the map is because they did to prevent the alpha strike.
Yeah.
Okay. We were told that ranges and speeds and everything would go down, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing alpha strike being very healthy.
Yeah.
I'm seeing multiple ways of getting across the map, and I'm seeing a lot of times that the game is decided by map roll and not by play.
I concur.
And that part I don't like.
I famously complained / lamented that in a game recently, maybe about a month ago, I was one-shotted. My whole team wiped out in a single turn just by a player who was able to cross the map very efficiently. He was a good player. I mean, it wasn't just a map roll. He had a lot of skill to back that map roll. But I was aced. I got aced in one turn by the scale of the map we played.
So now the auction's ended. We're going to keep talking for a minute. We've covered most of our subjects, so it's not going to be that much longer. But we will start cracking here.
Poison Ivy team.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? And so I saw this team I saw a variation of it back at the Rock Cup.
Yeah.
So I played in a qualifier that I didn't have to play in. I just played in it just to run my team, and I played that team. And in 2 turns I was dead. And he didn't move out. He moved so you couldn't attack him. So he made the stuff to come across. I set back, and then the next turn he had everything across the map, and my whole team died except for Kong, who it was Kong against them. There's no way Kong could do everything that he needed to do. So what's my problem with that team? My problem with that team is that any team that is made, anytime that one player can't play.
Yeah, you're penalized for showing up.
Yeah,
maybe on this we should take one step backward and explain what the Poison Ivy team is and what it's composed of.
Yeah, this is the one that won the Origins.
So, congratulations to the people who thought this up. Looking at pieces and putting this together takes brain power I don't possess. But to be able to put these together in a way that works like this, you broke the game. Congratulations. That's really cool. But it's, like Howard said, it's frustrating. So the primary piece is the iconics from the Roses for Red set released, I believe it was beginning of this year, toward the end of last year maybe. And it's,
Well, it was out before the Cup, so it had to be the beginning of this year.
okay. And it was just the two-piece iconic set with the Bruce Timm styled Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. And the Poison Ivy, do you want to go in on her powers?
Well, what she produces vines that when she produce, if you have multiples of her, they can produce off of each other, and they go all the way across the map, and then they are allowed to do poison, and you have multiple poison ivies that are doing multiple poisons, and then you have then you can put rings on them. They use the Blue Lantern ring, and the Blue Lantern ring.
So the Red Lantern ring was the one that, because
I'm reading right here, Blue Lantern and the Red Lantern. Yeah, the Red Lantern ring.
So the team that won, was it Origins?
Yeah.
The teams that won Origins stacked 4 Poison Ivies from the iconic set, and the way they played off of each other is they have a power that says generate within, I believe it's range or line of fire, a plant marker. Well then, concurrent Poison Ivies use the same power, drawing line of fire from the plant marker, to build them out across the map in a single turn to your starting area, where they can then poison as though they occupied the plant marker spaces, and attack as though they occupied the plant marker spaces. That's where the blue ring comes in. Blue ring comes in to juice up the attacks, and they're doing all this from their starting area, which is completely legal.
And they're spread out, so you're not. It's pretty much the team wipes you out in turn 2, no matter what you try doing. There are some things that, I mean, obviously, if you have something that like Kong, it reduces penetrating damage and stuff. You can still be attacked though.
Yeah.
But the poison, there are team builds that can get around the poison, but even if you get around the poison, there's still other things that
there's other aspects you have to deal with. I think if you errated Poison Ivy to be a unique, or you errated that the attacking from the plant markers could happen once per turn, or poisoning could only happen once per turn, I don't know. There's some variation of that people smarter than me can come up with and eloquently explain.
Well, I mean, if it was just that figures. Well, I mean, the easiest fix in this is to make Poison Ivy unique.
Yeah.
Then you don't have all the multiples. That would, because one you can deal with. It's when you got multiples and they're shooting everything all the way across the little small map that we were talking about, which is that's what makes it aggravating. But there are things that could be done.
There are.
And that would be one of them. And I'm at the point. I'm planning on going to Worlds, and believe it or not, Worlds is only 2 months away.
It's happening whether you like it or not.
And I'm going to Worlds, and I'm going to compete. I'm going to play and have fun. Dennis is coming up from Mexico with, and we're all going over there together. And he's coming in. He's staying a couple days before and a couple days after Worlds, so we're going to have some fun. Play test, drive over there, play,
hang out in the Rocket City.
So. I don't know at this moment that I'm going to play in Modern. If this team still exists,
yeah, in its current form,
it's bad enough that I feel like it's a bad team, that I just don't like it. I don't like what it does, and it's the same way I felt about when Faust was being played.
I think a question to ask yourself as a player is this in the spirit of the game?
Yeah, and
I think because when you penalize a player just for showing up, winning is fun. Winning is great. I love to win. I got bummed out. At our battle royales the other night. We play on Wednesday nights at Lucky Dice Lucky Dice Games. Caught myself there, and I got bummed out because I was getting kind of crushed by, of all people, Joaquin. Joaquin was beating me ugly the other day.
Yeah, he got hot for a minute.
His dice cooperated with his timing, and so winning's fun. But is a team like this in the spirit of the game, and not that anybody who plays it should be penalized, and not that anyone who builds it should be penalized, or not that anybody who you can even like the team and not be penalized or looked down on by me. But is it in the spirit of the game? Is this a good thing for the game and for team development when your entire system of play says I don't even have to leave my starting area? Placement's not an issue. Lines of fire aren't an issue. I'm just going to stay here and spew plants at you till you're dead.
And you're going to be dead by the time you get to me.
Yeah. So, that's maybe the people on this side of the screen are wrong. We'd love to hear your opinion in the chat, on the Lucky Dice HeroClix page. Just start a conversation with us about what you think about, is a build like this in the spirit of the game? Is it fun?
I'm going to play. Whether I play in modern or not, I don't know.
I personally, when I go to Worlds, I live for the team event. That's the most fun for me.
I will be playing in the team event. That's the sealed event.
Do you need a third? You got a third?
Well, I'm going with Dennis and Raul. So
okay.
That's
looking for a team, guys.
The other thing that I'm looking forward to playing is Pulp. We now what we're doing at the store is we're starting to prepare for Worlds a little bit. And once per all character, yeah, he's giving the solution to it. Yeah, that's
so not everybody can see Aaron's chat. Why don't you?
Yeah, Aaron is making a once per all characters with this trait on the Ivies.
It's fine.
Is fine, but them all being able to do it is not fine.
Good wording, Aaron. Thank you for.
So something. I hope that they do something with that by Worlds. I kind of think that they will.
I hope they will, and either way, it's their game. I'm going to go to Worlds like you, and I'm going to hang out, and like you, my playing in the modern tournament is kind of hinging on that because, yeah, I could build that, but like I said, that's not fun. I like placement. I like trying to win map roll and trying to find a really cool environment and setting to make these battles happen.
Well, we all know that dark side is an answer to that, but I don't know how many people are going to play dark side because you're taking he's a 300-point figure. He will be legal by Worlds.
Yeah. And
how many people are going to play a 300-point dark side? Yes, it kills Ivies, but if you're playing a dark side,
that's your
just to beat
one build.
One build, is he good anyway? But we've talked about Ivies enough. We have one more thing we want to bring up that we think is important.
This is a big one. This is a big one.
So, as a retail mortar store, I'm always ordering things, and I didn't realize that this was happening until recently, and I haven't heard much talk about it, and it's a concern. It's a concern on my part, and I've talked about it a little bit at the store and brought it up, and the people that I've talked to about it, they're concerned about it. The next set coming out is the Masters of Time, and it's got a higher price, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
What are we getting with that?
Because you're getting 8 boosters, and then you're getting 1 big super booster with a bunch of stuff in it.
It's got a colossal and 2 standard size pieces, and
so the price is made for that accordingly. But after that is my concern. And you're starting with Collector's Trove, and then what was the new set that they just announced? Was it a
Somebody tell us what's the new set?
Well, you got Black Panther. There was another one that just got announced that's coming out in January. I don't remember what it was. But all those prices on those sets are higher. And I don't know that if you guys have noticed this or not, but MSRP on bricks are going above $200. Yes, I said above $200.
That's a hike.
Now, Spider-Verse, they're all going up above $200. But the price, now there's supposed to be more in the boosters.
So maybe we talk about the composition of a new brick once we get to Collector's.
And I meant to actually call WizKids today and ask them what the general composition is going to be. All I've been told
Joseph's heard.
That's right. It's 12 boosters. It's 12 boosters. But still, to buy a brick, WizKids is expecting you to buy from them and pay over $200. Now, right now, MSRP on a brick is $169.99.
That sounds
about $16.99, in which there's 10 in there, so that busts down to a booster being $16.99. That's MSRP. Okay, I don't sell MSRP in my store. I sell my bricks for $130, and I'm okay with that. And that is actually 80% of MSRP.
Yeah.
So I'm at $130 now. The MSRP is going up, and the price of the boosters are the same. That's not the problem. But if you want people that like to buy bricks, and there's a lot of them, they're going to be asked to pay a lot more for my $130 brick to be do your calculator right here to get an exact amount. Just take 16.99 times 12.
16.99 times 12 equals.
So MSRP is now 203.88 for a brick. Now take 80% of that. For me to stay on pace, I'm having to charge $163 for a brick. Now
they did say that these new bricks, their composition, their contents would be modified.
But I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing because, all right, so you always get into this big thing about people thinking that they want more chases.
Distribution of rarities within a brick and booster set. But
the problem is what they say that they want is the same thing that would affect the purchasing of the bricks to begin with, because we buy bricks because we want the things in the set and we're hoping to pull that one figure that's worth a lot of money.
Or just a lot of money, it's a favorite, it's something in the meta, it's something you're hurting for. When I buy a brick, I haven't bought a whole brick in a minute, but when I do, it's okay, I know that there's a good chance I'm going to get at least 2 super rares, and there's probably going to be a prime and or a chase. Oh, here we go. Somebody from the Peanut Gallery.
My take is better to have 12 boosters and have a better rate of rare figures. When I buy magic packs, I can just about pull anything I do. But when I buy a booster of HeroClix, and like I hope, no one else got the pack with a possibly chase. All right. So if everybody gets more of those figures, then the figures have become devalued.
Yeah.
So
it's inflation within HeroClix.
So everybody if you got a chase in every brick, or you got 2 chases, which I've heard that may be happening
that could be
in every brick. If you see lots of chases and primes and they become very common, then you can say whatever you want about the single market, but the singles market drives the worthiness of everything. So now you have figures that are more common, and the stuff that was more rare that was bringing X number of dollars is going to bring less.
Yeah.
So therefore, the desirability to buy HeroClix at all has went down because the value does not equal more than the brick. Typically, if you buy a brick and you break it down, the figures are worth more than what you paid most of the time.
In quick speak, it's if I pay $150 for a brick, I can break down because of the rare pieces in it, I can flip those and sell them on eBay for a higher value.
That's true. And I've been doing this for a long time. Now you start making the figures more common, that may not be the case.
It's an interesting way to deal with an issue. It's an interesting way to deal with the 12 booster brick. But it's another thing of is the 12 booster brick, what problem is that solving? And
well, I mean, I hear what he says, that you might get more stuff.
Joseph in the chat, for those of you that can't read it, thinks that, he says, my take is it's better to have 12 boosters. Howard just read this a second ago, but we're adding a little context. My take here is it's better to have 12 boosters and a better rate of rare figures. When I buy magic packs, I can just about pull anything when I do. But when I buy a booster of HeroClix,
he's hoping
is that no one else got the chase.
So I agree with you. It's better to buy a brick, but now you're having to pay a hell of a lot. You're being forced, if you want to buy a brick, to pay more money, I guess is what I'm trying to say. My concern is twofold. Is the figures going to be worth what they were because they're more common? Number 2, even though you can say the price is the same per booster, you're making people spend more money to get a whole brick. How many people are going to say, I can't afford that?
Is the sale of bricks going to go down?
Yes.
And is the aftermarket for HeroClix going to go down? I think that the idea of 12 boosters is neat. And the idea of, hey man, I might get 2 chases is neat. But again, what problems is this solving? Not yet, Cowboy Chris.
Well, I don't think he's been watching the
stream.
stream. So
Well, maybe we can park this and jump over.
well,
to that.
this was the last subject, so we're going to do that. But I have there hasn't been a lot of talk that I've been seeing about the price of bricks, and maybe it's because people are not realizing what's going on.
How these things are going to affect one another and affect the HeroClix ecosystem that we have currently.
Yeah, I'm just not so sure that I know why WizKids did it. I mean, I can do the math to figure out why that's better for them.
Yeah.
Because it's less packaging. I mean, I see where the benefits are. Profitability goes up for them.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I understand. But is it better for the player? I don't know. But is it if people that have been buying bricks for years and years and years, are they going to continue to pay higher and higher rates? I don't know. That's a lot of money. I mean, you're talking about MSRP. You're talking about $203 if a store wants to. And some stores, will only sell it at MSRP. So you have to pay $203. That's not very shy. I'm charged $130 of bricks. $250 is usually what I charge for a case.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not. You're talking about almost paying for a brick what the price of a case used to be.
We're in that neighborhood.
Yeah,
we're in that conversation. So, I think these are big questions to ask as a playing community.
Joseph, I don't think that. I don't think that there's going to be more figures. I don't think there's going to be more figures in the set. I think that
I think a lot of curs.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be more of the same stuff, and I think that. But my understanding is some of the rarity stuff. I read it, but I don't remember what I read. I saw it somewhere where they were talking about those, and they were talking about there was going to be more in the bricks. The way I read it was that you're gonna see more chases. You're gonna see more of the rare figures, not more figures.
It's not going to be like Joseph in the chat said. Instead of going from 70 to around 80 pieces of set, is that number going to go up? It doesn't seem like it is.
Yeah. So those are my concerns. Now, you guys have been listening to us. These are the kind of things that we're going to be talking about on our show. These are it's not just this, other things too. But when you're wanting to know about what our show's about, this is the things that, and we want to hear from you guys. We want you to call in. We want you to voice your opinion. We want to talk about potential problems, potential great things. It's not, again, like you said, it's a happy HeroClix show, but we are going to talk about
the hard things.
Yeah.
Like 12 booster breaks.
Yep.
Again, that's another thing. Like the Ivy team, message us on the Facebook page, start a conversation, and then when the new show starts in the coming weeks, call us and join that conversation.
All right. So we're going to call that there, and we're going to open up some stuff.
What are we looking for?
I'm looking for my Sharpie. You see it up there anywhere?
I saw a Sharpie when I sat down.
We need the Sharpie.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
It's got to be here somewhere. Is it in the chair?
It's not on the chair.
I got one upstairs. If I have to go get it. You have to talk without me, Jonathan. I don't know if you can manage.
I get shy. Yeah, man. Here it is. Bada bing.
There we go. Yep, perfect. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up the Deadpool tonight. Now, another thing that I meant to bring up earlier is that I don't know if you got all the Deadpool that you want, but most of the distributors are sold out of Deadpool. I got this. This is why I didn't run the show last week, because all my distributors that could have got to me right away didn't have it. The distributor that I did buy from was Alliance, and Alliance was every one of their warehouses were out.
Whew.
I mean, they had them in their warehouses, but the warehouse that I was using was out, which was the Midwest, which is up in Indiana. So I don't know. Deadpool may be getting slim, is my point. I don't know if you guys remember when we ran out of Spider-Man, we ran out of Carnage. We may end up running out of Deadpool.
That's a good problem to have. It means people are engaging with the set, and I've gotten, there's maybe one or two cases I want.
So, all right, so we have an active bounty. We've got a pile of stuff here that we'll be adding to. I'm putting the legacy card in first. Then we'll add some more stuff in as soon as I open this stuff up. Uh-oh. That was
Floor's
those,
a good spot for that.
those are Jonathan's.
So mark it up.
Yeah, just I usually lay them out and mix them up and then randomly.
I hate when you mix it up, dude.
Well, they want them that way.
Okay.
That way they're not picking boosters by the location in the brick. That's why we started doing that, because we had people that would every week.
I've got my lucky pack. Everybody knows it's when the brick is facing you sealed. It's front right and back left. Those are the lucky packs. Everyone knows this.
So we mix them up so that there's no doubt, there's no possibility that people are like picking things.
Gotcha.
So then I just go like a 1 there, and then I jump over here, and then I go over there.
Man, you know all the numbers.
So 10. All right, so we got that set up. So these don't get in my way.
Yeah.
What we do now is we add in surprising. So we'll add in 4 or 5 things. All right, guys, I have a pleasant surprise for you. For months upon months, you guys have been hearing me talk about I'm going to get organized. And every week it's say, guess what I did? I got organized. I actually have everything laid out in front of me, and I can go through and add stuff very quickly. We're going to start off with a Storm ID card, followed by a Wolverine team-up card, followed by a Zero ring. Then we're Mandarin's ring, and then we're going to jump over here. We're going to get a Booster Gold and throw him in the set, and then we'll grab one more figure over here. Let's do I think I may have already done him. Let's grab a Beast. So we'll grab a Beast, and we'll throw that in the pile. Now we've added all the stuff to the. Look at that! Can you believe it?
It is a mountain of pricing.
Can you? I know, but can you guys believe that it was like that? I mean, I've trimmed the show by 15 minutes probably.
So what's the bounty? What's this week's bounty?
We have not named a figure yet. They're going to do that in just a second.
Okay.
So what happens is we'll vote here in just a second. See, Jonathan's been on that end, but he hasn't been on this end with me.
No.
So what we'll do is we'll let the players vote, which we can do right now. All right, guys, I need you to pick a super rare in the set that not a prime, and the first 2 nominations of the same figure will determine that being the bounty figure. And then if you are lucky enough to win this, then you get all the bounty.
My vote doesn't count. And it's not my favorite super rare from the set, but I'm thinking we're gonna find Professor X. That's just my hunch.
All right, so I'm waiting, guys. Give me some figures, super rares. Need a super rare in Deadpool.
We got 4 eyeballs on the Auxxit stream. If you're streaming elsewhere, feel free to chime in.
Yep, anywhere, just chime in. And again, if you don't know this, I am on Howard Brock's YouTube channel. We are on the Rock Facebook page. We are on the Lucky Dice Games Facebook page. And we, of course, are on Auxxit. All right, we got a Gambit.
Ooh, I like that. I hope fortune is on your side. It's a good super rare.
I got a Professor X over here.
Someone heard me.
I've got a Wolverine pool. I need second nominations of all of those or a brand new one.
Nobody said, what else have we got in the set? Maverick. We've got Scarlet Witch. We've got, oh man, somebody who knows the set off the top of their head. 2 different, well, we got Domino.
I need a second nomination on any of these guys, any of these figures already named, or I need something new, guys.
If you already voted, you can change your vote. This is, yeah. There we go. Bada bing. Professor X.
Professor X it is. All right.
Thanks, team.
Y'all are really listening to Jonathan. I can't believe it.
As I stated earlier,
this is your last show.
I could be wrong, professional. It's what I'm good at.
All right, so we're going to do number 1. So what we do now is we just open these up. Now, the reason that I do it this way is that when we know when we go to mail them out, we just look at booster number 1 for the sell day. All right, so
okay, there's a super rare.
We do have a super rare. We'll open the cards up. I put them behind the box so they can't see them.
Gotcha.
You will do the honors?
Okay.
Do that one last.
Don't look, guys. Don't look. All right. So I'm really jazzed. This one's even in the set. Kid Omega, favorite one. I loved Grant Morrison's run on X-Men. Boom. Dakin. Do we say Dakin or do we say Dakin, guys? I'm not fluent in the language. Howard's absolute favorite piece, Deadpool Robot.
Oh, I love that guy. He's
He
just
does
the most
not.
awesome figure. I just can't believe they didn't make him 200 points.
Multiple Man, the generic you've all been chiming for. I know Malcolm from Missouri's not on the stream right now, but Malcolm, they've got a Multiple Man in this set. And the Super Rare, drum roll please, Maverick. I'm a big Maverick guy. I'm a big Weapon X guy. Really dig him. Glad he's in the set.
Tuck that right back in there.
Bada bing, bada
And
boom.
then what I do is I can just stick him right back in the box like so it's all ready to go when we get done.
Booster
All right,
number 2.
All right, I'll call out this one.
Another Super Rare.
Yep. Your favorite pieces. One of your favorite pieces is in here.
Yes. Hi, Howard. I'm here for a bit. I'll watch the entire
It's
video
not a Super
later to
Rare.
see what I missed. Word, Dennis.
You missed everything, Dennis. We've been talking about you for an hour.
Exclusively. This was the...
No super rare in this. You thought that was. It looks like a super rare.
It's a rare.
All right, so we got a rare Atlas Bear, which is a good figure. We got another Multiple Man. So if you need a Multiple Man team, there you go. You got a Time Breaker, which everybody's thinking is meta.
One of the most interesting pieces in the set.
So this is my favorite figure.
That's not your favorite. Your favorite's number 1.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is the wrong Wolverine.
There's
So
a lot of Wolverine to deal with.
We got a 03 Wolverine, and then we got one of your favorite figures, which is actually good.
Yeah.
We got a Strife.
Strife is fantastic and sealed. Don't sell him short. If you're playing a battle royale and your pack has a Strife in it, hold the Strife and pass him to the side.
All right, number 3. Jonathan gets to do this one.
Really don't believe we're talking for an hour. It's not enough time. Well, we're just talking about your accomplishments from the last year.
We thought, oh, this is a good one.
Ho ho ho.
This is
it's not the super rare.
Wouldn't you look at what's here? Wouldn't you love to have pulled that in a sealed or in
yeah.
a battle royal?
Most certainly.
That's really good. All right, there you go.
Bada bing. All right. Drum roll, please. Super rares to the back. All right. First, we got Cannonball. Another fantastic piece. Really good design. Love it, guys. Little James Howlett in his nightshirt. We've got... Go ahead.
I call that guy Little Scrooge.
Okay.
Young Scrooge.
We got Richter, who is charge or sidestep away. Well, he's got sidestep. He needs a move and attack away from being really relevant, but he's a common. I don't know what you want. And Shatterstar, rare, really cool sculpt. It's the first Shatterstar I think that we've seen since Wolverine the X-Men in 2013.
It's playable.
It's defo playable. And the super rare for this pack,
It's a good one.
Magneto. He
That's
is just fantastic. I kicked myself a couple of times for not taking him when we pulled him in a Royale the other night.
He's good.
He's handsome. He's dapper.
All
He's
right,
got it
number
going on.
4. Okay.
Okay.
You got some dice.
You got a dice.
All right, so we got this is a good figure too. I played him the other day in the battle royal. He plays pretty well.
It's an interesting piece to be said. Yeah.
I mean, it's the damage that he does is pretty good. Deadpool. I'm sorry, Sheriff Deadpool, rare. We got a Morph, uncommon. We got a Hydra agent. Everybody needs a Hydra agent, common.
Hail Hydra. Come on, guys.
And then this guy sells really well. Everybody likes this Jeff the Land Shark.
I've got about 8 of them.
And then, of course, we got the common O2 Deadpool.
Not a bad pack. You don't get a super rare, but still some great pieces.
All right, number 5.
If you're counting boosters after this, you're going to have to switch to 2 hands.
The truth is, Dennis, if we were really talking about you, if we wouldn't have spent a whole hour, it would only been just maybe a minute.
Commercial break.
There you go.
Bada bing. All right. First O. Baby Scrooge. James Howlett. A piece that I'm confused and conflicted about. Share your comments. Panda Pool.
He's fun to play.
I haven't been able to make myself play him yet.
He's fun to play.
Richter, you just heard me complain about a moment ago. Cannonball, who I love. And lastly, Wolverine 003. If you can do something great with Panda Pool, please let me know.
I think he plays well in the battle royal and stuff. I think he's good. I like him.
I haven't. I don't think I've even faced him yet.
All right, number 6. I'm building a panda pool team now and playing you.
Bring it on. That fits your animal theme, doesn't it?
Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh. All right, so this is my turn, isn't it?
Yes, this is you.
All right, so somebody is going to be
6,
fairly happy.
Number 6, you got a good pull. You got Howard's favorite piece in the set.
All right, so we got a Deadpool uncommon. We have a Cyclops rare, which is he's not
He
bad.
plays really well in sealed.
We have now this is the figure he was talking about. I really like this guy. I like the damage put out and the way he plays. It's the Wolverine 001. I really like him a lot. I try to snatch him up in battle royals every time I can.
Every time.
Black Widow 005 common, and the big one in this set, you got a Rogue Prime rare.
Congratulations, Booster 6. Booster 6, where are you? Say a cool thing.
Say gracias or something.
It looks
Or
like
you
it's
say
Trevor.
Trevor got it? All right.
Trevor won Booster 6.
All right. Congrats, Trevor. All right, we got number 7. Hey, Rogue Prime's not bad playing.
It's a good pull.
Yeah. I like the Rogue and the Rogue Prime.
I played the Rogue the other night.
All right, this one's on you.
Okay. Hey.
Oh, okay. Who has booster? Which one is this? 7.
7.
Lucky number. Who has lucky number 7? We're not. You have to tell us you got it, guys. Who's got 7?
Looks like it is Sono.
You can hit that view results right there.
Oh man, did I mess up clicking a mouse? Is that how bad I am at this?
All right, 7. What's not a good mouse?
I think that's who won number 7. There you go.
Son of Hirius. Hirius?
Yeah.
Hirius. Son of Hirius.
Congrats.
So, Son of Hirius, are you here with us?
Oh, there they are.
All right, great. So, it's your turn, isn't it?
Yeah. Get it here. Come on.
That's good.
Okay. I got to move the big card to the back. So, first off, Bob, Agent of Hydra. So glad we have Bob in this set.
You know what? This tricked us a little bit. It's still a good pool.
It is.
I keep thinking when I see that.
You'll understand why in a second. Sabretooth Rare. Okay, I love Sabretooth Rare. A lot of these play great in sealed. Sabretooth's no exception. Diamondback, who, depending on who's handling the piece, can make it a mess for you. Deadpool 02, and the super rare that this is number
When
7.
I first saw it, I thought it was a chase.
Number 7. We're doing number 7, Cowboy Chris. Wolverine Pool. The super rare that everyone thinks is a chase, who thinks it's a rare, who thinks
Because
it's
it's marked as a chase on the dial. It's got the chase color. So when I first looked down, even though
Congratulations.
This is 7.
Son of Hirius. You got a good pull there.
Now we're about to do number 8.
And number 8 went to... oh man, this is so much harder than it should be. Godfather. No, that's number 12. Number 8 is...
It's probably Cowboy Christie. He's asking about whether what we're.
You're correct. Cowboy
Yeah.
Christie.
Yep.
This one's yours.
So this is mine to call out. All right.
Yes.
So we have a Lady Mastermind common, followed by a Black Widow common, followed by a Morph, who is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I really didn't think that guy was that good, but I've watched him in match after match withstand so much and just stand there and look.
Yeah. I think the only thing that plays against him and one of the other set in this pack is how much battle fury this set has.
True. All right, then you got Lady Deathstrike, but he still got super senses, so he's still not totally out of it.
True.
Lady Deathstrike rare, and you got a Copycat common.
I think Copycat, if they elevated the piece to another rare, would have been a game changer. The last Copycat was infuriating, and yeah.
Yeah. that was
It was interesting design.
It really was. It never really.
Bummer, it was a good pack. Okay.
Right, so this is number 9, and this has got another. This is actually a very good figure.
Here we go. This one's mine.
Yep.
This one's mine. All right. Person who got this pack, we're going to start you off with a little bit of Iceman action. Bump up your standard powers. Copycat, who we just saw a minute ago. Sunspot, who is, I mean, for the points, just
I
amazing.
like him.
Yeah, plays really well. Little Wolvie, you got Wolvie going on there, and Psylocke. Psylocke is.
I think that's the best figure that you pulled in here because of the stuff that she does.
Flip the card over. It's that blades, claws, fangs details that gets you.
Yeah, it's all the blades and claws and stuff. But the fact that she can, if she's adjacent to you, she gets to do a free mind control. I'm not a big mind control guy, but if I get a free mind control, hell yeah, I love it. I'll take that every time. Free's free.
And lucky number 12.
This is going to be number 10. This is the last one in the first brick. Theoretically, if we have a chase, it's got to be in here, right?
If the numbers are the numbers.
If we have a chase. Well, they're not. Every brick doesn't have a chase.
This is true.
I know that from opening up a
Lots
ton of them.
and lots.
But if we have one, it's going to be here.
And
guess what?
Hey, it's
Who's got number 10? We got to know who's got number 10.
it's a good one. This is the chase that I chased down.
Who's got 10?
Cowboy Christie is
Uh-oh.
typing.
Uh-oh. It's Cowboy Christie.
Is it you?
Bummer. All right, so let's...
Oh, there, Robert.
All right, Robert. Congrats. You're going to be happy. Here you go.
All right. First off, you got Mystique, which I think we're all happy to have Mystique with shape change back. Diamondback. Deadpool Robot.
Ugh,
White Fox. Interesting piece. Lots of rollouts.
she's fun.
You got Major Logan, which is probably, in my mind, one of the top 3 chases of this set.
Congrats on that.
Way to go, Robert.
So we got a chase and a prime. Pretty good stuff.
Good brick.
All right. We did not do the bounty. There was no Professor X. Isn't that what it was, Professor
Yeah,
X?
we're looking for Professor X and his Shi'ar regalia.
Now, if you guys that got talked into choosing Professor X, if we don't pull Professor X and you got led to believe there was a Professor X in here by somebody that's not me in this room,
It's a small crowd.
I do know addresses. I do know where he hangs out on Wednesday night. So you just let me know if you really get upset about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
All right.
So a mistake that I often make
Uh-huh.
is I start over with 1 again, forgetting that
That's-
it's 11. And I've had to go back, I don't know how many times, and remark it, add the
makes
numbers.
sense.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
Funny how math works. Just sneaks up on you.
You kids are in there being pretty quiet.
They're probably wiped out. They've all been at summer camp this week.
Oh yeah? Where'd they go to summer camp at?
Huntsville Botanical Gardens has a good summer camp program.
That's where they went?
My wife works there, so
Yeah.
she gets them all hooked up.
So that she got to hang out a little bit with them, and at the same time, they got to get away for a minute.
It's a good time.
Were they staying there? Did they stay there?
No, they don't stay.
overnight?
It's a day camp.
Okay.
There you
All right,
go.
Here we go. Uh-oh.
Fooled you.
All right, so,
So,
number 11. 11?
So who's got number 11?
13.
Chirp up if you can.
Well, 11's my lucky number, as you should well know.
It's the featured dice number on all the Lucky Dice branding. It's a 5 and 6 on the dice.
All right, we got that down. Let's go ahead and put more stuff in the bounty.
Okay.
All right, so we'll throw in another team-up card. We got a Beast team-up card. We got a Airwalker Legacy card. Isn't this amazing, guys? How quick that we can put stuff in there now.
It's a pile of
Let's
prizes.
do the good one right there. Do the broadsword.
All right, the new LE broadsword construct plays nice with Green Lanterns.
So we're throwing that in there. So there's a broadsword. Let's do that. Matches Malone. We'll
It's
throw
a
that in
sentimental piece for Howard.
there. Yeah, it's one of the first LEs I won way back in the day. Grab a Deathbird over there, and I think that'll do it.
Deathbird, there she
Yep.
is.
That's out of Rise and Fall.
It is.
Then let's set these up, and we'll get going again. The bounty pool's gotten quite large.
It is. That's going to be a hefty shipping. All right, 11, 12, 13, 14. 17.
All right.
19, 20.
All right.
All right, number 11.
I believe you ended it, so it's my turn.
Yeah, kick us off.
Mine. All right, number 11.
Booster.
Oh, speaking of mind control, this set has 3 very powerful mind control figures. One of them being Psylocke, the other one being Jean Grey, and the third one being that Prime Colossus. Which one, rate those in a row? Which one do you think?
I mean, everybody loves Prime Colossus. I'm mind controlling. You're gonna go do what I want. Then I'm gonna deal up to 5 damage to you.
So you'd say he's number 1 in the set mind control?
I think he's the one in everybody's conversation. The one that I think I said this the other night. I'm amazed Jean Grey is not more in the conversation for interesting mind control pieces with an AOE. Small maps. We were talking about them with an AOE of that range. It's bananas.
I think she's good, but their problem is she's only got a 10 attack, so you have to have perplex and stuff with her.
And
If you build your team, now you really need 3 perplexes with her to get her to a third. You need her at a 13. I think that's her downfall, is that her attack is a little bit low. So therefore, the probability of a possible miss is there.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
I like Psylocke's mind control
It's a freebie.
because it's free. My turn.
So this booster number 11, going to
Richter common, and this is why we were talking about mind control. You got a Jean Grey rare, then you got a time breaker. Look at all right. You have 1 time breaker with 2 time breaker cards. You get a bonus here. So if you need, you have extra time breaker card. All right, and then you got a Lady Mastermind common, and then you got an X23 uncommon. Maybe that's one of the cards that I didn't get in the very first booster I opened.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall that, but the very first booster I opened live for Deadpool, no cards in it. And I'm like, oh no.
That's where they went.
I was worried.
One of those situations where you look on the floor, where'd everything go?
I was worried about it being a trend, and that was going to be something that we saw in those bricks, and I'm like, this is not good. But fortunately, it wasn't a trend. It was the only one that I saw that did that. Or at least I haven't pulled another one without. There you go.
Few pieces we've already seen tonight. Nothing bad. All good things. All good things. All right. We got Shatterstar. Rare. Uncommon Deadpool. Copycat.
That guy. That's a guy that I really didn't think was a big deal, but he really...
Then you saw him on the field.
Yeah, he actually plays pretty well.
Iceman. And rounding up the team, Diamondback. Booster number 12.
He actually does quite a... You know, he reminds me of the old... we go way back.
Go ahead.
Do you remember that we used to have the old Green Lanterns and along
Green
the
Lantern LED kit?
the Legion of Lights? No, they were in sets, but they had all the rookies and stuff. They had really good top dials, but they were only like 3 or 4 deep. They were easy to beat, but if you worked them all together and did things, they did a lot.
Yeah, from War of the Light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the different, different.
All right, so number 13.
Lucky number 13.
Is it Lucky 13? It has been in the past. It's not bad. Oh.
Who's that?
It's not bad at all.
Hey.
All right, who's got Lucky number 13? And keyword Lucky.
4, 2, 8, 13. Cowboy Christie. Cowboy Christie.
Yay, Cowboy Christie. Whose turn is it? It's my turn.
Yeah.
All right, so
You get to share the good news.
you got a Deadpool robot. That's it.
Howard's favorite piece.
You got a Sheriff Deadpool. That's a good piece. Rare. You got a Black Widow common. You got a Wolverine common. One of the 3 commons of Wolverine.
We get quite a
Oh,
few.
this one is 017. And the big one that you got a Chase Old Man Logan. Congrats.
With Baby Bruce strapped firmly to his back. Congratulations. That's a great pull.
Who was playing? Was you playing? Somebody was playing the other day in one
Not on Wednesday night. I know what.
No, it was like a week or so ago.
It was LCD that Jordan pulled. He pulled that one. I don't think that's the first time I've seen that one in person.
All right, so number 14.
Oh, 1-4.
It's not letting me send down
He was
here. No, we're
referring to adding to the conversation.
Oh, okay. Oh. Well, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I mean, I pulled him in our first. I pulled this guy in our very first sealed event that we had. That was the Venomap, and he played very well. I
14.
Yeah, this is you.
All right. Had to reload. Working now. Happy to get the chase. Well, congratulations. It's a great pull. So booster number 14. You've got Iceman, Jeff the Landshark, Scout, which I haven't seen played a lot, Hydra Agent, and the non-prime Colossus. Still a great piece. Still a rare.
So. He played really, really well in my event. I ended up losing my first game to Rick in a very tight game. He had the Magneto.
He did. I saw that match.
And I had him. I had everything wiped out but Magneto, and I had Magneto way down the dial, and he was on Pulse Wave, and he Pulse Waved and did a crit on Pulse Wave and knocked everybody back, knocked him into walls, changed the course of the game. Up until then, I had the game won. Number 15.
Okay, we have. Okay, there's at least a piece here I like.
But we're still
If
looking.
not two.
Still looking for the super rare. The Professor X super rare. Okay, it's my turn or your turn?
That's you. This is
okay. Boom Boom uncommon. Deadpool robot common. Go away, Deadpool robot. Forge rare.
I like that Forge.
Wolverine common, and a copycat common. You were playing him the other night, but you couldn't get him to really work most of the time. You had bad rolls. I think.
It was a rough night for me in the dice.
Number 16.
Okay.
It's the first one of those we've had today.
Yep. I've pulled that piece, but one of those pieces I pulled had no dial.
I'm interested to see if people are going to work him in the meta because
I think that's brutal. They're brutal. All right. 16. Congratulations. You're 16. I'm 43. We'll be best friends. Oh, you're talking about you win the booster. Multiple man. You got a Strife, Cannonball, Hydra Agent, and the piece in discussion is the rare Beast.
Yep.
The outwitting monster.
He dies pretty easy, but he can do a lot of things. If you have an Alpha Strike and you got Beast on your team, you have the opportunity to hit somebody hard.
Really do some damage.
All right. Number 17. We really haven't seen this set worked into the meta yet. We got another set coming up that's also going to be working in the meta. They're all going to affect worlds.
So this is I feel good about this booster. This is the one.
17. We're looking for a Professor X. It's my turn. Oh, we got some dice. Got some dice in here.
Some dice and interesting. There could be a really good conversation about what this piece could be here.
All right, we got the Wolverine that I love.
Number 1.
Yep, number 1, common, and then we got Kid Omega, uncommon.
Mind Pool.
Mind Pool is
a very interesting piece. I want to see if anything happens with them.
And then we got a Diamondback common, and last but not least, a Deadpool common. And that's it. And of course, you get the dice too.
We'll send it to you in the mail and everything.
All right, we're down to number 18.
All right, rounding third here, guys.
Got it?
Whoosh. And no one was the wiser. Okay, we got a super rare, not the bounty.
We got more dice?
because of the super rare.
Yeah, dice is good.
All right, in this pack, we've got Sunspot. We've got Dakin. We've got the Wolverine, one of the many Wolverines. Outlaw, a really fun sealed piece. And the super rare in this one with dice, Long Shots. Which, man, I don't know how I feel about Long Shot. I chased the super rare because I love the character. But I don't know how I feel about him long term.
Did you watch X-Men 97?
Not yet, no.
You should. I think that's probably one of the best series
Me and my kids. I've got kids who are preteens. We're watching through the original X-Men one still as a build-up.
Oh, more dice.
Another super rare.
This is my turn. Okay.
It is.
This is I like her. I just think that she needed a little bit more.
I've had that complaint about a couple of pieces in this set. They're that short of being everything I need them to be.
All this is good. I just think she needed Perplex too. That's what I think. I think I'm used to that. I'm used to seeing that.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a Lady Mastermind common. We got a Richter common. We got a Jubilee uncommon. We got a Dakin uncommon, and we have a Scarlet Witch super rare. And I like her. She's 80 points there. I just think that special power should have had Perplex also.
I concur. She was a pretty low cost Scarlet Witch from I think Chaos War. That was
that one was that was played a hell of a lot.
Her, and then I love the Scarlet Witch from Avengers versus X-Men. Hey, what do we got here?
We got something big. Here you go.
Okay.
We got
okay. Now I see what it is.
We got I've seen this pack before.
So
this is the heavy pack.
The bounty didn't happen tonight. But number 20, you pulled a Deadpool, a Panda Pool, Sunspot, a Time Breaker, and the heavyweight there, Super Rare Cable.
What do you think about him? I haven't played him.
I like him. I think he's got the assassin keyword. What did you get right there on top of the card?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very pro assassin right now. Notorious turned me on to assassin builds.
You can get 2 pieces of equipment during force construction, so he gets that. That could be kind of handy.
See, yeah.
He's got leadership. That's something you definitely wanted, especially if you're playing. We get so frustrated when we're playing battle royals. God, we get frustrated with Disney when you don't have that much leadership.
No.
Just have those 3 actions and then if you don't have any flyers and no leadership,
What are you going to do?
it's just
It's a slow-moving game. I think he's an interesting piece. I think he's one of the last ones. He and Scarlet Witch are the last ones I'm chasing for this set.
He's copycat too, so that's not too bad. He's not bad. He's actually
No, that's with a 40-point dial. There's a lot to be said there.
the 40-point dial is pretty good. I mean, he's a TKer and he's got range combat expert, no move and attack.
But could he get it from one of the 2 pieces of equipment you put in his pocket?
Yeah,
So
good.
So
Well, that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show.
the Jonathan Show featuring Howard.
More information is coming on. We did choose a name. It will be Lucky Dice Live. That's what basically it's gonna be Lucky Dice Live with Howard and Jonathan every Friday night.
And everyone who calls in.
The time period that we had to pick, I wanted to do it. If I could run a show during the afternoon from work,
A drive time show?
yeah, we would do that. But we're because I just don't want to dedicate. I have so much going on to pick a night to do it. Like Tuesday night, I'm free.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I'm doing something now again on Tuesday night, so we just don't think it works during the afternoon. So I chose to go with Friday and kind of take over what I was already doing.
So integrating the Howard Brock pull-a-pack into.
But we hope that we want participation in the show. So tell people about it. You guys, of course, show up, and we really want participation in the show. We want the show to grow. We're talking about all different kinds of things. But that being, I don't know that we will. The show may not. The show may mature. We may do this again next Friday, and add in some stuff. We've got some equipment that we need to look at that I've got in the closet. In fact, if you want to take it home and check it and all that stuff, you
shake
can.
it out.
You can do that. But we've got to figure out the phone system. But it's gonna happen. We will do a full announcement on it and explain how everything works.
So we look forward to hearing what you have to say about our podcast when you call in and say, hey guys, long-time listener, first-time caller, let's talk about clicks.
Yep, that's it.
Word.
All right. Night, guys.